Hey there Internet, and welcome to this, the 6th of my fitness vlog series, chronicling my journey from fatman to superstud in 28 weeks. So this week was the week with 10 minutes jogging, so I am going to tell you all about that, but it's something I'm very, very proud of this week. But perhaps more importantly, this week is also the week in which I have achieved milestone number 2. Yay! Milestone number 2 was to reach, well, it's officially below 110 kilograms, but I have marked that down as 109 kilograms. So a kind of good solid, for definite, I know I'm below 110, and I was due to reach it next week, but actually I've reached it 1 week early, which is fantastic. So I'm really, really happy about that. I also, as I said, this is the week with 10-minute jogging. So I started off 6 weeks ago, 3 minutes 10 seconds on the treadmill, and I'm now up to 10 minutes as of Saturday just gone. So I'm delighted with that. I'm aiming for 20 minutes stamina on the treadmill, and so I'm halfway there. So I'm very, very, very happy about that. Obviously what happens next now will be, I'm still unsure, but I have a couple of ideas what I'll be doing. Obviously getting up to 20 minutes stamina is really only the beginning, but I had to work towards that important start. So it looks like I'm getting there, and I'm really, really happy with those 2 targets this week. So that's been fantastic. A couple of other things then I suppose that I did this week. I managed to maintain the diet, so I was really happy with that. I think this week my diet has been a little bit more stable and a little bit more careful than last week. I've definitely kept a closer eye on it this week, so I'm happy with that. I think I might have mentioned just in my notes at the very end of last week that I've actually decided to incorporate a cheat meal in each week. So up until this point, or up until a few weeks ago, I said no, I wasn't going to have anything until Christmas Day, in fact, was going to be the first where I had any kind of treats. But on talking to various people who are watching this vlog, and on reading a couple of other opinions on this particular idea, it's been suggested that a cheat meal is a more realistic approach in order to maintain this kind of dieting from a permanent lifestyle change point of view. And then also that having a cheat meal also kind of stresses out the body a little bit, because my body will apparently get used to just eating better foods like fruit and vegetables and whatever else. And so giving it the horrible but really delicious saturated fats every now and again is a good way of letting the body know that it doesn't need to go into any kind of famine mode. So also, of course, it's an easier psychological maneuver to make to encourage me to stick to a diet if I know that I can have whatever treat it is I want in the moment, if I just wait till Saturday evening. So I was thinking about whether or not allowing me to do the cheat meal at a time or day of my choosing, but I've decided not. I've decided I'm going to stick to Saturday evenings. I may have one exception to that coming up soon, and that will be on the weekend of my birthday. But except for that particular date, I will definitely keep it, I think, to Saturday evening. I think keeping it at the same time every week is a good it's a good process to follow. So I also did something about 2 weeks ago. I decided to have what I'm calling emergency meals. So these are microwavable meals that I've just bought in Tesco. They're very nice, they're very good quality. They're middling calories, so they're in about the 500 600 range of calories, which 600 is a little higher than what I want for dinners, but they're not too bad. Obviously, because they're coming from a supermarket, they're likely to be that good bit more processed, so there's probably things in them that wouldn't be as good as maybe the kind of meals that I would make. But I have them there in the freezer in case I have a particular need to want to go and get takeaway or something like that, or I'm just particularly tired and I don't want to cook. I was due to cook perhaps some night and I just don't want to actually do it. So the purpose of these emergency meals are to allow myself to go, okay, well look, I can just take one of those out of the freezer, but I'm only buying one, a maximum 2 of those a week, and they really are only for for those kind of situations. So one of those situations arose this week, and it was fine, and I took it, and so it didn't have any kind of measurable negative impact on my diet during the week. Also, Paul made some fantastic homemade meals this week, and that was great. So it gave me a break from actually doing some of the cooking, which was really nice. And I've also started now to. So I do have do still have deli meats, I suppose, during the week. Sometimes in a couple of sandwiches, and sometimes I just have it in, for example, deli turkey or whatever else in a salad, or in or I put it into some other meal. And what I've decided to do now is I've decided to actually cook all these kind of meats, maybe ham and chicken, myself, rather than buy the prepackaged, pre-processed ones. So again, just small little changes, an attempt to try and have my foods less processed and more cooked myself. So in the gym, you know about the jogging, that's been going very, very well, and I'm going to continue to keep that up. Weights have been going well. I made a slight alteration last week. It's been tough. I'm kind of trying to push myself now a little bit harder on the weights in preparation for, I suppose, a larger push in about 6 weeks' time. But so far it's going well. It's going well, and I'm happy enough with that. I've added in another new exercise in my chest and arms training sessions, and that is push-ups. So I've always found push-ups very, very hard, but I also any time that I have done them in the past, I found them quite effective. So I've decided to add them back in. However, due to an issue which I'm not going to go into, I have to just be careful about it, and I'm in contact with my physio about this at the moment, just to see if I should continue with those. But hopefully I'll be able to, because I do find them quite effective, and I like doing them. So, well, actually, I'm not sure I actually like doing them, but I like when they're done. So, and then I'm really happy that I managed to maintain that 30-second increment in jogging, which I started last week. And so last week, as you know, was a little bit irregular, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to maintain the 30-second increment, and I did. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm really, really hopeful that in the last 4 weeks of this stage 1, I'm looking at increasing now the increment to 1 minute. So in another 2 weeks' time, I'll add a minute each time to my jogging sessions, and I really feel like now I actually could do that. I think 6 weeks ago there was no way I would have been convinced that I could ever do that kind of thing, but now I really feel that that's possible. I can work towards that. So that's this week, or last week I should say, and then for the coming week, I have dropped, as of today, I have dropped my calorie count down to 1,800 calories. So this is where this 12-week period came from. I started, I think, at 2,100, and I'm going all the way down to 1,500. So dropping every 2 weeks by 100 kilocalories. So I'm down to 1,800 as of today, and that'll be the case for the next 2 weeks. So that's going to make some of the meals a little bit more challenging. I'm going to continue the jogging and cross trainer as they are, and I'm going to keep them up as I'm doing them for the next 2 more weeks anyway. I'm looking at trying to find a class in the gym that I could do. Again, this is kind of prep for me for maybe for what's going to come in stage 2. So just trying to swap things up a bit, have me doing something other than just the usual kind of weights programs that I'm doing at the moment. So that's going to be time dependent, and my time is going to be a little bit crazy for the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to see if I can make that work. I'm going to continue doing the weights as I am at the moment. And I suppose the other thing that I promised I would do is investigate how well, I was going to say how my body works, but how the human body works in particular, and then how the human body works in relation to food. This is something I have no idea. I don't know, and I don't know if most people do, and I just don't, or most of us don't, but I definitely don't. And I'm interested. I'm interested now to actually figure it out, or to see what people have figured out, and to see how it is that different types of foods affect the body, and why we need certain foods, and why we should have other foods or whatever else. So I'm going to start that study this week and see how I get on. And then finally, my goal is to reach 108 kilograms for this coming Saturday. So I'm thinking of changing my current weigh-in day is Mondays. And I have all of these things based around a Monday. But actually, I think I might change this Saturday precisely because of the cheat meal. So I think what I'll do is maybe the Saturday morning, which will be the best of the best result that I think I can have in the week, will be perhaps now my new weekly weigh-in, and then just do everything on a weekly basis then from Saturdays. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm gonna try to aim for 108 then for this coming Saturday. So again, thanks very much for all your comments and for all your support. Again, it's very, very much appreciated. It really, really does help keep me going. And I will see you again next week. Bye.